Welcome to the party. If you're a mortgage banker or a mortgage broker, I think you're in the right place. We're a nonprofit 501c3 curating down payment assistance and relocation grants for America's most respected public servants. Together, we're going to learn a little bit about this program, but this isn't a certification and this isn't an orientation. We do those online at the herobenefitsnetwork.org. You can attend certification and orientation free from any charge, but today is a coaching program where we focus our energy on growing your mortgage production. So we hope that this is a dip your toe into the relationship with Hero Benefits Network to see if you as a mortgage banker want to partner with us to make a profound difference in your community, but also to help realtors build their business and attract more listings through the Hero Benefits Network. Remember, we're a nonprofit, so our down payment assistance and relocation grants never have to be repaid. We think we're making a pretty big impact in the affordable housing crisis, so teachers, coaches, firefighters, law enforcement professionals, and nurses can live in or near the communities that they serve. My name is Russ Fitzpatrick. On the far right of your screen, my wife Carrie runs all the operations and technology for the Hero Benefits Network, and Randy Nemiroff is the Chief Connection Officer, powering the Hero Benefits Network with perk plans, which is an array of discounts, rebates, and incentives directed at the Hero community. We run the residential real estate and mortgage side of the transaction. Randy runs all the other discounts and incentives that benefit human resources directors and large associations worldwide. I think it's something like 80 million employees benefit from our platform, and this portion of our platform is directed to the essential employee community. So as you get to know us better, you're going to see a wide range of variety. But this comparison is probably useful for a mortgage banker. If you've been in the business for a few minutes, you understand what a business development manager is hired to do. Usually, business development managers are hired to attract attention, loyalty, and relationship from the real estate community or other real estate or other referral partners like financial planners or accountants. But a business development manager isn't cheap, right? So one of my friends in Pennsylvania hired a business development manager for $3,000 a month. Her company required that she added benefits to the contract, so she had to provide health and dental and vision package and all that stuff. And then, the MLO invested about 60 hours shadowing and training this business development manager for the first month or so that she had come to work for her. But after 4 months, no real production had been added, and she fired her business development loan partner and was forced to start over. And this lady's been in the business for about 25 years. She's doing about $2 million a month in today's market. So she's a pretty decent player. And she understands that realtor purchase follows realtor engagement. She doesn't have time to do all the realtor engagement that she knows she ought to be doing. And that's why she hired the business development manager. But unfortunately, for most of us in the mortgage business, when we hire a business development manager, we're hiring a young, inexperienced person who doesn't really understand, may even be a little intimidated by the realtor relationships, and doesn't take that assertive action in nurturing relationships the way you would if you had the time to do it, right? So the same MLO turned to Hero Benefits Network and the Works Partner Program and hired us to navigate relationships with the Board of Realty and a title partner. So we were able to enroll the local Board of Realty in a monthly event. We were able to enroll a title partner to help with promoting and coordinating and even paying for lunch for this event so that the MLO had a lesser burden by collaborating with the title company and the Board of Realty, the expenses went way, way down. So now we could have a monthly social and educational event at the Board of Realty once a month. We call it our National Lunch and Learn League because we do this all across the country. So in January, the topic was Essential Employee Crisis, How Realtors Could Help. In February, List to Last, the 2025 Realtor Roadmap. In March, we're doing Agents in Action, the Realtor Culture Club, bringing realtors together to share best practices with elite realtors from across the country. We think it's a hell of an investment comparative to your alternatives, and we think being tied to a nonprofit helps you bring in more business. So the vision that we have for your community is there be one title fulfillment partner that works for HBN. We want you to be an exclusive county-wide mortgage provider. So all the realtors within that county fall under your leadership. So you see how the relationship builds from the bottom. The human resources directors, the chiefs of police, the chiefs at the fire station, the principals at the school, these folks are running human resources in those local communities. The firefighters, the first responders, the teachers, the coaches, the professors, the veterans and military personnel feed up to the realtors through our network, and then the realtors feed it up to the mortgage bankers, and then the mortgage bankers feed it up to the title company fulfillment partners. So it's a pretty simple mechanism, a simple production pod, if you will, or some of us like to call it a one-stop shop. Bill Linton at Cross Country Mortgage in Pennsylvania is hosting Dominate Your Geographic Farm Area on February 19th in a RE/MAX office. So they've provided the facility and the attendees, and we're doing 6 weeks of coaching with that RE/MAX office starting on February 19th. We think it's a great way to break bread and build relationships with your residential real estate referral partners. Another example in Catawba Valley, which is around the Hickory, North Carolina market, we're doing List to Last, the Essential Employee Relocation Network with Hero Benefits Network, bringing realtors together on March 7th to break bread and build relationships with this excellent mortgage banker that happens to be with Cross Country Mortgage. As we go through, we looked at promoting these events together with Cross Country, together with the title partner, together with the nonprofit. And we came up with a series of invitations going out to Catawba Valley over the 5 weeks previous to the event. And we're finding that realtors are responding aggressively in this market for anything new. What's new? What's next? What's different? How can I grow my production in Hickory, North Carolina during the next 6, 12, 18 months, right? The only word that I'd point out that I would change on that flyer on the right, and I've noticed it before and I didn't make the change before we went in, I think if you invite get more leads with the Hero Benefits Network, you're going to find that you attract a certain type of realtor. If you just change the word leads with the word listing, you're going to get a higher caliber realtor. So I would like to suggest that in 2025 and beyond, our mortgage bankers start to focus on the listing side of the transaction, the listing inventory that our realtors have, because that listing inventory is the catalyst for transactions in 2025 and beyond. So get more listings with the Hero Benefits Network will attract a higher level of residential real estate professionals. Here's a 20-year veteran at Keller Williams using the Hero Benefits Network to attract loyalty, open up new conversations, and create interest from attendees at his open house. So your realtor sales force might be 30 or 40 realtors in your county, and you're able to have maybe 4 or 5 different open houses going on any given weekend. One of the great tools that your real estate sales force is going to have that feeds business up to your mortgage bank is this open house flyer. But it's not just an open house flyer, it's a conversation creator. It develops interest and loyalty with the attendees from the open houses. So you may have 40 real estate professionals that represent your network in your county, but you've got 4 or 5 open houses going on in one weekend. And all of the traffic from those open houses is attracted to these real loyalty building conversations around the nonprofit. And what we learned from an old study from ERA is that about a third of all the open house attendees in your county need to sell a house before they're able to buy a house, which is an intense amount of value for real estate professionals that understand this. When a person attends an open house and a third of those attendees have to sell a house before they can buy a house, this real estate savings program at the Hero Benefits Network could create an envoy into new and different ways to follow up with those consumers to attract listings to your realtors. Simply offering $5,000 in down payment assistance or up to $10,000 in relocation grants to essential employees is a great way to manifest new listings in your community. And if you want to help a realtor in 2025 and beyond, focus on the listing inventory. That's where you're going to get the biggest bang for the buck with realtor attention and appreciation. I can promise you that. But let's talk about an open house attendee in August of 2025, and then let's forecast how many of those consumers slip through the cracks over the course of September, October, November, when they go back onto Zillow, they go back onto Realtor.com, they go back out shopping with another realtor, and there's no golden handcuffs. There's no golden guardrails to keep that consumer in your sales funnel. Well, what the Employee Benefits Network does, or Hero Benefits Network, the Essential Employee Relocation Network, allows you and your real estate professionals to provide those incentives, those rebates, those down payment assistance dollars that helps keep that consumer loyal from August of 2025 until January and February of 2026 when they finally buy a house. Sometimes it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 months. Sometimes it's 2 years before a consumer finally makes the decision to commit to purchasing or relocating or even listing their house. Well, what we're able to do for and with our real estate referral partners to benefit our mortgage bankers and title agencies is to create some palpable loyalty from the consumer that wants to stay within our network until funding, so that they receive that donation, they receive their funds in the form of a grant that never has to be repaid, and the hero ends up happening. So here's what we're proposing to you as a mortgage banker. We're proposing that we collaborate with the realtors in your community in new and different ways. Find a new title company, a title company fulfillment partner in your market, and then let's build a 4-legged stool. Let's create the ultimate branded one-stop shopping experience in your market so that the mortgage leg, the real estate leg, and the title leg all hold that 4-legged stool up with the Hero Benefits Network, so that we're working together in camaraderie to give the customers what they want most, which is a convenient one-stop shopping experience from the onset of the transaction through and past closing, so that this brand becomes a one-stop shop in the minds of your consumers, but also in the minds of those real estate agents in the markets that you serve. So you're going to be able to offer a free certification to become referral ready in the Hero Benefits Network, which is a nonprofit down payment assistance and relocation grant system, easy for you to implement. We're going to help you attract real estate referral partners at free meeting rooms at the Board of Realty, free meeting rooms at the public library, free meeting rooms at builders and developers that want to participate with the Hero Benefits Network. Imagine if you hosted a luncheon at Lennar, KB Homes, Toll Brothers. You've got access to beautiful facilities in your community with builders and developers, the public library, and the Board of Realty to host weekly sessions or maybe a staple monthly lunch and learn at the Board of Realty, then you can invite your realtors to come to Wednesday workshops, free KITA coaching that does happen weekly online. We also provide weekly live online certifications for all of your real estate professionals to come and understand why they should be loyal to you and the network itself. If your agent can't meet the weekly meetings, we provide 24/7 on-demand certifications, and all the KITA coaching sessions are free from charge for your realtors to join in on demand or live. And of course, we mentioned the open house flyer system that really acts as a listing magnet and a conduit for loyalty for your realtors and yourself. So if you're interested in working with us more closely, we do the invitations, we do the ticketing, we do the promotions, we partner with you and a local title company to attract real estate referral partners that are eager to collaborate. We also go out and find the chief of police, the HR directors, the nursing supervisors. And I just want to state, after 40 years of doing this, that affinity programs work if you're consistent working the affinity program. It works if you work it, right? So realtor purchase always follows realtor engagement. So let's show you some new and different ways that you can partner with the local board of realty, host lunches with the nonprofit, partner up with a title company to share the burden of your realtor events, and get some third-party endorsement moving in your county in these promotional campaigns from a nonprofit that's building value, substantive value, and changing the complexion of the real estate transaction for the consumers that we serve. The last math I want to do with you is some metrics. Whenever you take a pre-qualification, 66% of the leads come through to a wants and needs analysis. Only 34% of all your leads agree to a credit pull. Only 21% of your leads come to a 1003 full application. Some fall off at the documentation and processing. Some never become TBD. But about 18% of the files that we managed over the last 5 years became property to be determined, ready to go, and out shopping. But here's where the line falls. Once they go out shopping, they're back on Zillow, they're back on Realtor.com, they're back out with other realtors at other open houses that steer them away from us. So only about 4% of the leads that we receive through Zillow, Realtor.com, LendingTree, or Google ever get funded. And that's why it's more difficult to go consumer direct, right? In a consumer direct lead situation, only about 74% of the people even get voice-to-voice contact. We can't even get them on the phone, right? 26% of the time we can't even get them on the phone. So, this is an opportunity to change the dynamic in your sales funnel. Where 97% of the people talk to us on the phone, 92% of the people go through wants and needs analysis, 76% of the people agree to a credit pull on the first call. 1003 applications at about 60% of the time, funding at about 20% of the time. So you've got this opportunity with realtors to collaborate in a realtor-referred one-stop shop rather than go out lone wolf hunting in the consumer direct market. So the decided metric of mortgage production is credit pull to closing. And we've been able to stay close to 25% of the consumers that pull credit end up on paper. Now that's a national average. So imagine if you've got a little bit more talent, a little bit more follow-up, your company's got a little bit better CRM, you've got a little bit better stick-to-itiveness, and you're able to achieve some huge numbers once these realtors refer in these loyal, ready, willing, and able customers. Grants and assistance have been a proactive way for me to attract loyalty from the law enforcement community for over 35 years. We do special down payment assistance grants for the veteran community and the active military community. We've been active in the fire department long before 9/11 or the War on Terror. We were doing this in the 80s to provide down payment assistance and relocation grants to firefighters for many, many years. It's been proven very, very successful. Now you could take a ride on it. And this is what I want to show you as we start to wrap up. Your real estate referral army will be out meeting with the Police Benevolent Association. Your real estate referral sales force will be talking to the union at the fire station, be talking to the veterans of foreign war and the American Legion. And imagine you had maybe 3 or 4 realtors working in the police and law enforcement, 3 or 4 realtors working in the fire station, 3 or 4 realtors working in the teachers union. What happens is this becomes a purpose and a passion for those real estate professionals, but all of their purpose and all of their passion feeds up to your mortgage bank. It's a really exciting way to do business. So what we're proposing officially is that we add about 400 real estate agents to your database quickly. We want to make sure that about 25 of the data points are broker owners or team leaders. And we just want to have a simple lunch. Like I explained at the Border Realty or at the title company. Maybe we go to a builder developer, we say, hey, can we host a lunch at your model row? And you have these realtors show up, and a lackluster performance would be 15 realtors show up, right? So you do one in February and a few realtors show up. And then you do one in March and 15 more realtors show up. And you do one in April and 15 more realtors show up. So no one luncheon is the juggernaut that knocks your socks off, but you had an opportunity to cultivate real, meaningful relationships with 45 realtors over the course of a 90-day window. And to graduate about 15 realtors from the program out of the 45 attendees would be a disappointment, really. That's a very lackluster performance. But I want to manage your expectations in a lowering of your expectations, because this is a marathon, not a sprint. And if we're going to do this, we're going to do this as a staple in the community that you serve. So the realtors come to know your brand and the Hero Benefits brand together. But imagine if all you achieved were 15 referral partners that were exclusive in a relationship to you inside of the Hero Benefits Network, and you were the owner of that zip code. You as the MLO, you as the mortgage banker, you as the mortgage broker were the exclusive zip code owner. No other mortgage bank could cultivate these relationships in your community, because like a franchise, we protect geographic marketing territories, whether it's a zip code exclusive that runs about $100 or a county-wide exclusive. You can look into your coverage. Do you have enough bandwidth to cover a county? Do you have enough bandwidth to cover an entire state? That's what we'll get to know with you through the Hero Benefits Network. I've got about 90,000 realtors nationwide on a white label relationship to Works Partner and the Hero Benefits Network that have come to our classes, been certified with us. And I'm talking about some of the top realtors in the country with RE/MAX, Keller Williams, EXP, LPT, Caldwell Banker, Sotheby's. We've got a following of loyal realtors that you can capitalize on in your community to become the exclusive mortgage partner of the Hero Benefits Network. Thank you for paying attention, and thank you for considering a relationship with HeroBenefitsNetwork.org.